So this is March 2025, and we are going to do what most would call an overlanding. We call it a roughing it trip. We are in the Ozark National Forest, leaving our trucks behind for a week, and we're going out on our side-by-sides. Take all our stuff with us. And there's a few places to stop along the way that you can get supplies, but we're tent camping every night. We've got all of our stuff packed in our side-by-sides. This is mine here. This is Jeff's ride. Gary doing some final touches. I think you forgot something.
Sure I did.
James's ride. And then Rob's ride. You may have some of the most creative ideas. Got some little snack pouches here. Every time he turns around, I'll be snagging something out of there. Getting ready to hit the trail. Here's a picture of the Ozark National Forest in northwest Arkansas. It has 1.2 million acres and feels like almost endless routes that one can ride. This type of trip is certainly not for everybody. It's probably a love-hate. Either you're like, no way would I ever do that, or you're like, oh, that is freaking awesome. The camaraderie with your friends is really hard to beat. Disconnecting from tech for the most part is pretty nice. Being at one and kind of trying to thrive in nature is awesome. The beauty of that nature and really just a trip like this does do something for the soul. So that's why we do it. We're making this video for our own memories in the future, but also just to give others a glimpse of what something like this is like. Hope you enjoy it. We have done this 4 other times. This is Utah in 2008. This is Colorado in 2012. Then back to Utah in 2015. And Utah in 2019. So we've learned some things over the years to help us get better at this. Night number 1, just above Frog Bayou Falls, which you just saw in the video. Here's the stream, and here's our first night's camp. Beautiful night so far. It's gonna get a little chilly tonight, 30s, but we had a great dinner, having a good time. I think this is gonna be exactly what we were looking for on our first night. Had a great day of trails, about 20 miles today. We'll be ready to go tomorrow. All right, so it's Sunday morning. We had a bit of a cold front come through last night, which we expected. And it got down to 33 degrees and windy. So it was a bit of a challenging evening. Nobody froze out. Nobody was like totally fully warm and comfy like they would be at home. But we survived. I'm just kidding. We need an extraction. Can somebody please come get us some breakfast? Getting ready to break this camp and move on to the next location.
right, Corey. $20.
You can do it. You can get the shower here.
James about to.
This is Mountain Crest Academy, which was built by the Presbyterian Church in 1915 as a private school. It closed in 1931, where there were more adequate state schools and public schools popping up. This school had a really good reputation for its education. It had a classroom type situation downstairs and a library and dorm upstairs. It was co-ed. Tuition was $1 a month if you didn't live there and $12.50 a month if you did stay there, but they did have work-study programs, which I thought was pretty interesting. Really cool looking structure. Rock shelter is what this is called.
Yeah, hold the mortar up here.
That's the back wall. They got doors, windows. It's pretty cool. It's neat.
Oh, we stayed here last night.
Gary's right. We probably should have stayed there last night. This rock shelter was probably built between 1890 and 1920. It's just off Highway 23 on the Ozark Highland Trail, and it was likely a shelter for loggers back when they were building the railroads, and there was a high demand for white oak. We found a party today at this waterfall. This one is called 60 feet or 60-foot falls. Beauty. So we had a great day of riding today. It was our second day on the trail. This is our second night camping. We stopped at a place called Bird's Adventure Center. It's just a place out in the middle of nowhere, but it's got some awesome stuff. It's got a restaurant and a store and camping, and we're at a little dispersed camping spot here on the Mulberry River. And it's going to be another cool night. It's going to warm up in the next couple nights quite a bit, but tonight it's going to get down into the 30s again. And so, but we set up here on the edge of the river, done a little bit of fishing. I'll give you kind of a look at our camp here. All right, it's Monday morning. We got to listen to that rapids last night while we slept here along the bank. It did get decently cold last night, and our tarp there, we flipped it over and the condensation turned into ice crystals. So, whew, getting too old for that, but we survived. We're doing well. I'm supposed to warm up the next couple days. Got a good ride in store today. If you're in the area, you have to stop by the Ozark General Store and Cafe. We stopped by here this morning, grabbed an excellent breakfast, and are on our way. Trail management.
That's what we're thinking it is, yeah.
All right, this is Monday afternoon, Monday evening, day 3. We got our campsite. We're going to stay here a couple days. This is one of the ones we're really looking forward to the most. We are way out here in the middle of nowhere, and we got us a real good slice of heaven right here. If you come down over the bluff, we're right on top of the big piney stream. There may be a few through traffic during the day here and there, but there ain't gonna be much. And we got this beach all to ourselves. To my right, or roughly south, is that way. And back up to the north, got the rapids. Literally got a sand beach over there. This is going to be our home for a couple nights, a couple days. It's dinner time. Burgers, chicken wings. James has got a deli or something over there, we're not sure, but it looks damn good. All right, so it's Tuesday morning. Warmer night last night. Seemed like maybe around 50 degrees. We are gonna stay here today. We're gonna fish, we're gonna hike. It's really just to chill, get away from everything. No cell service, no nothing. I got up this morning, came out. Look at that. Got me a nice, I believe that's a largemouth bass. Pretty happy about that. Just moving around fishing, got the sun coming up. So since that largemouth, we got a couple smallmouth bass. So successful morning. So it's still Tuesday. Got done fishing, ate a big giant breakfast, and decided to go on a hike. Nobody else wanted to go with me, which is cool. It's kind of a day everybody does what they want to do. And so I don't know, maybe half mile, 3/4 of a mile from camp. Walked on down just a little bit further. Got a sand beach, kind of a carve out small lake as the stream goes down there to the right. What a beautiful area through here. We're gonna have to bring our Missouri crew, riding crew, family crew here next time we come into this area. There's more of a sandy beach and more areas down there as well. Really neat spot. Still out on my hike, just keep walking up on beautiful spots like this. Seems like anytime I'm talking to somebody about this type of trip, there's two questions that come up. Number one, how do you go to the bathroom? Well, I do that, or you can just make do in nature. But the second question's a little more complex, and that is, how do you bathe? Now, I'm not going to be able to show much of this video, but you get the point. Now, some of the guys will do a dry bath with wet wipes and that sort of thing, but some of us, we bathe like we're at home. It's just very painful with the coldness. So anyways, we get asked so often, I'm making this video, I thought I'd answer the questions right here. Ooh. Ooh. Golly, Miss Molly.
Yeah, I can get it open. I was figuring you just put both things off. Then you get some.
Beautiful. Copy that. Familiar Dover Lights overlook. So it's Wednesday evening, evening. We had a little bit of a ride today. Did some more fishing this morning. Caught quite a few smallmouth bass, several of us did. Yesterday was just another great day. We had 2 great nights at that same camp spot. So today we moved a little bit more to the east in the National Forest. We're getting close to our furthest point. We found this great spot here tonight, and we are going to start looping around to a different spot tomorrow. But the weather, so yesterday we were in swimming trunks in the water, 80 degrees, but it's cooling off again. Local forecast is windy, which you can see it is, and a chance for snowflakes and flurries tonight. It's going to get down into the low 30s. Seen quite a bit of different temperature ranges. There's where the trail comes across. We came in from that way. There are fish in here as well. We've already caught quite a few smallmouth bass here too. That there is a burn ban. And so that's just one of the curveballs a trip like this can throw at you, and you got to be prepared to stay warm and cook your food and that sort of thing in other ways. We got another real beautiful spot here as I walk through camp. It's very windy right now. Had some challenges with keeping some of the tents secure and not folding over and that sort of thing. Here's our legal fire for the night with Rob's street lantern bright light. It may not be warm, but it'll work. It'll light up camp. Here's the view. We're right on the edge of the Illinois Bayou stream. Another picturesque place to camp. Here's a better view. Our camp's right up there. I mentioned the burn ban. The burn ban is in effect because of dry and windy conditions that just went into effect today. Hopefully that'll be off soon, but if not, we'll make do. This is just going to show you a view of the Illinois Bayou. Good fishing up down that way. There's the trail we went by. Got a nice Ozark Mountain there. And then I can't get you a real good view down, but there's some pretty good rapids down there. And I'll tell you what, this is just a fantastic place to camp. I mean, it just almost can't get better. Rob's chair broke on the first day, so he has come up with a custom build. It actually looks really comfortable. You got the leg rest sticking out there, the recliner. This is the type of ingenuity that's needed for a roughing it trip. It's Thursday morning here at the same campsite we showed you earlier. We are breaking down camp. Thought I lost this GoPro. Rob says hi. Last night was interesting. I'm not sure how cold it got, but we had some significant wind as we discussed, but we did get some rain that turned to sleet. We had sleet against the tents for an hour or so, maybe 2. It was a cold night, but it was not as bad as expected, so we're hanging in there. We are on the trail Thursday, just broke camp and came up to a spot where there was a pretty significant mudslide. It was marked on our trail map, and the devastation is almost like a avalanche. Just crashes down through, knocks all the trees down. Can't come through these parts without stopping at Hillbilly Slim's. We've got us some good lunch. I'm good to go to our next camp spot. How do you charge all your stuff when you're off grid for a week? I got a little battery tender that normally I tin the battery, but I've got a wire I can hook to it. Put a little charger, charge the walkies, my phone, the navigation phone, headlamp, all that stuff. It's Thursday evening. We are at our campsite. We're all set up. Jeff and I are down there on this end. We got our clothes hanger there. Got Gary back there with his tent. James will be over here, and Rob also. And we are by a stream again, but it is very beautiful right here by camp. Pretty water. Got that nice sound. So probably with hindsight, I'm going to wish I got more trail footage, but really this trip is about the overlanding and survival portion, not so much about the trail footage. So we've ridden about 160, 170 miles so far on this trip. This is going to be one of our colder nights tonight, forecasted to be 32. But the day was nice, and then it gets warmer tomorrow. Tight Rob has been at it again. He built us a table that he built here out of a downed tree. And again, as I've said, his chair is broken, so he fabricated yet another one right there. So we're gonna cook up some dinner. James is cooking up some real good kielbasa and peppers and onions and potatoes and all kinds of stuff. All right, James cooking the dinner tonight. Friday, well, it's almost noon now. We got up, rode to Max Pines, got us some breakfast, and now we got to crunch out some serious miles. I'll bet we ride 60 miles today, and heading back towards the general direction of the truck. We got one more night on the trail. There's no gas stations on this end of the Forest Service, or the National Forest, I mean, and are very few, and they're not anywhere close to us, so we had to haul fuel with us. And it's a little questionable. We've been trying to do the math, and you know, we should be good, but we are in kind of conserve mode and trying to burn the least amount of fuel as possible to make sure that we can make it back. It's still Friday after our brunch, and we are circling back towards, closer to the trucks. And we've been here before. If you've watched any of my other YouTube videos, you maybe saw one where we stopped here last summer. The old historic Piney Bridge. Pretty cool place to skip rocks, throw a line in the water. But earlier I found this rock in a creek bed, not here, but way out in the middle of nowhere. We have videoed this location before, but we got a few guys in the group that have not seen this, so we decided to stop by Union School one more time. It's not much of a trip down here if you don't stop by Bub's cabin. Bub is not here, but we did meet him on the road, chatted with him for a few minutes, walking around the cabin a little bit. This was also in a previous video I did on this area, so I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time, but it's still Friday. It's afternoon. We're packing a lot in today. I think we're up over 200 miles on the trip. Still got some more to go today. Friday evening, we did have enough gas. This is our last night. We've ridden about 250 miles, and we still have some more tomorrow to get to the trucks. We're making some chili cheese brats and God knows what else tonight. Another great camp by a stream. We are 6 of 6. One night we stayed at a camp 2 nights, so really 7 of 7 for finding camps that have running water by them. So that's been just fantastic. Again, good day of riding, no issues, had a good time. Tomorrow we got a little bit of trail to ride, and then we'll be at the trucks. Immediately my thought was this was a beaver. A couple of the guys thought it was a muskrat. I've come to the conclusion personally that it is a mink. It's just stuff like this that you see. Like we probably captured 1% of these types of things on video. It's just things like this happening over and over, which makes it so awesome, and also explains why I probably didn't catch fish in this hole. Beaver. So we're sitting here eating dinner at our camp Friday night, and we look across the stream, and this is what we see. We're out here kind of in the middle of nowhere. Looks like rock stacked. I was looking to see if there's any, name plates or any indication. I'm guessing those are old graves that maybe somebody updated with those posts at some point, but hopefully there's no spirits or anything here that's going to haunt us tonight. And looky here, we do a lot of this when we're out on trips like this. Somebody thought that needed to be deposited out here in the wilderness. That's not disrespectful enough. Throwing it next to that certainly is. It is Saturday morning. This is our last day. We've got maybe an hour and a half ride or drive to the trucks. The challenge again last night was the temperature. As you can see, I am in cold weather gear. It's definitely into the 30s. There's no ice this morning, so I lied. It did get freezing. We got ice crystals on the hood of this thing, so it's not like it's just like super frigid. But when you can't escape it, it definitely, I guess you acclimate a little bit, but it definitely stings when you can't totally get away from it. So that's been the only real challenge. We've had plenty of food. We've had a trip in the past where we didn't have enough water and we had to boil, but haven't had that issue. Had plenty of gas. Had a little bit of, I'd say, light rain on our tent for a little while one night, and then that turned to sleet. Other than that, we've had no rain, which is crazy in Arkansas in the spring. Other than the cold, nothing went wrong. All the machines operated well. Everybody just had a great time. We're kind of excited to get back to the truck, but we've done these trips for 2 weeks before, so there's a part of you that's like, man, I'm ready to keep going. But one of the things these trips do is they make you realize how much you love home, and your family and your house and your bed and all those things. And so I think it's good to do. It's good for the soul to do, to get out and explore and see things like this and really live. And because of the experiences, but also because, you know, it gets rid of any of that stagnation you may have at home sometimes, and just gets you excited about home. So we're going to have a little breakfast here at camp. Good ride back to the trucks. We got some good trails up ahead of us, and then we'll be back at the trucks. There are lots of roadside cemeteries scattered throughout the forest that are neat to explore. We made it back to the trucks. If you have hung out with us through this whole video, then you have a pretty good idea what one of these trips is like. We're looking forward to this video preserving our memories, and we're glad you checked it out. We ended up riding 265 miles on this trip, and here's a map, and it shows our camping locations. I'm sure we'll start discussing plans to do another trip like this in the next several years. But until then, we are recharged, ready to get back to life, and feeling real good, just needing a good hot steamy shower. So long until our next adventure.